Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of Berika. I'm going to go ahead and I really keep jumping ship. I know I'm doing one thing one moment. I was going to start off this episode by building more bus lines, and we will do it after farms, but I'm making a loss and I need to go ahead and start trading out some of the city's resources. One of the resources we've not maximised, that is for sure, is farms, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and start off this episode by doing. Try and getting the most out of our farming sector, so we can definitely go ahead and trade some of it on Omnicorp to make our wonderful city some money, because that's what we need at the end of the day, is money, and when we don't have it, it is a bit of an issue. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just build a variety of different farms in with this area and see if we can go ahead and make some money out of it. Righty ho, so there we go, if you've ever heard that saying before. We built quite a few more farms, a fair amount. I've also added in an extra silo, so hopefully that will really be helping out these farms. The only thing I don't have is fertilizer, but in general everything else is going really well for them. Unskilled workers is a tiny bit of an issue, which we're going to go ahead and build some more unskilled housing very quickly. We've actually unlocked high density housing for unskilled workers, which is kind of cool. And the difference between low density and medium density isn't really much. It just builds more with one tile, but the difference with high density is that the tiles are bigger, which is kind of new to us because we've only seen a certain size of tile so far in this game. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is build some of these along the front. I'm not going to build them as special roads, but I'm going to build these along the front here. I realised I did say we'd have some squiggly roads, and we are going to have some squiggly roads along here, but we'll do that after we've gone ahead and accommodated for some of this unskilled housing which we want to go ahead and build. So I'm going to very quickly jump into Omnicorp and see if we're maybe making a wee bit of a profit. Again, electricity and high tech are causing us more problems. So we can go ahead and outsource offices and also food industry as well, which is good to see, and that nearly gets us in the profit. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is continue building some farms along here. So I'm very quickly going to go ahead and speed this part up because it's not the most interesting. I really badly want to get ourselves, we've got different kinds of silos, which is kind of cool. Really want us to get some fertilizer because it does go ahead and give us that extra option of being able to increase our food production. Now it says I need 2 grain silos, which is kind of weird because I believe we already have 2. You're a grain silo and so are you. So I'm not really at all sure why we haven't unlocked that yet. I'll work that out now. Alright, so that is us pretty much gone ahead and filled up this valley the best we can with farms. If we jump into farm view, we have 1 or 2 blank spaces. We have a space over this road which I'm going to leave because this eventually, if this stops spasming out, this might become a town eventually. Also, I couldn't get a farm in this area because the field would be too small and I don't really want to mess. I tried messing around with these 2 farms. Realistically, I can't get 2 big enough to fill that side, but I can't get 3 small enough, so a bit of a pickle, I know. But, and with that, I managed to work out, I don't really know why, I managed to get fertilizer, which is good though. Now my problem is, fertilizer of course goes ahead and deals with a circle radius of farms. However, of course I have a valley of farms, I have a straight line, I don't have a circle, so people are going to lose out. That is the unfortunate thing here. What I am going to do is I think I'm going to build it here though, just because, or maybe there. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to build it here, as long as it's on the main road, and that should hopefully help us out. So if we jump back into Omnicorp now, we're actually making a profit, which is great to see, and if we go ahead and increase our tokens, then that should make us hopefully some more money once it updates. And there we go, so 9,000, so that's something anyway, which is good to see. So, and with that we had a few complaints about traffic, which is what I'm going to be brought onto. I'm just going to build very quickly 1 or 2 more unskilled houses though, just because there is a 0%, which I can't tell when it's at 0% available jobs and unemployment. I always like that 1% unemployment, so that will deal with that. And available jobs 31, those are all in the elite section, which we're getting closer to. We might reach, not this episode, but probably the next episode, I imagine. So if we jump into buses, our new bus is doing not as well as the original bus, but that is understandable. Bus route 1 is going ahead and serving a much larger place. It's serving this place up here and this office district actually, so it's doing quite a bit of work, whereas the second bus line is only serving this downtown area. So what this next bus is going to do is it is going to serve this area over here, which we've not given a name yet, and we're going to call this place Tipi. T-I-P-I, Tipi, quite simple, again just a random name, why not, let's go for it. So we're going to build a bus route over to Tipi, and we also need to link up Spartika as well to our bus network, but you'll probably need your own bus depot. So if I go ahead and jump into public transport, and we go ahead and grab the small bus terminus, I don't really know what I want you to link up to. I'm probably going to have you jump into this housing estate, which I know probably isn't the best thing. Actually, we should only have one bus stop in here. Then you're going to run over to here, you're going to run via the shops, just in case any wee granny wants to go to the shops. You only need 2 bus stops, I think. Go ahead and build you like there, yep, and that serves everyone. And then what I'm going to do is have you come straight downtown. Now the reason for this is because there's no need for you to go uptown, because, and I'm saying because a lot in that sentence, all this, or mainly all these buildings up here, they only really need unskilled and skilled workers. We've got manufacturing, which is the most advanced thing up here. That only needs, what the heck, that needs executives. Okay, that's interesting. We might need to go ahead and build these a bus route up here, and it probably is for the best. Offices, you're mainly just skilled, so we'll go ahead and build another bus route up there eventually, but we'll leave it for now and see how this does. I really don't think the uptake of the bus, or the bus line we just built, is going to be very high, just due to the fact that only unskilled and skilled workers tend to take the bus. The executives and elites tend to take the metro, which we've not unlocked yet, so I don't expect this to be too popular, but when we get the metro line in, I'm sure it will be. So let's go in to see what routes are really busy, and understandably it's this bridge here, which makes sense, that links up to Tipi. Using this road round here, this is pretty busy, so we're going to go ahead and use a bus station as well, and then help you out. So let's go ahead and build our first bus line serving Spartika. What we'll have is we'll have a bus that just comes in to this area here, or northern, I don't really know what you call it. It's not northern either, because I don't really have any grid coordinates. You are the industrial zone, so we'll go ahead and build you back to the terminus like so, or you can actually jump into the shopping area. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but you've only got 9 bus stops, which is good to see. Then if we go ahead and build another bus line, I shouldn't have done that. Cancel that. I need to, well, bus line is broken, not really at all sure why that is. I want to go ahead and build for the future, so I want to have a bus stop like here, a bus stop here, a bus stop here, and a bus stop here. So that would serve everyone in with Spartika. Then if we have you, you're going to go downtown, so what you're going to do is you're going to jump in here and stop. Actually, we can have a bus stop there. Then have another bus stop there. Have you stop just outside the stadium. Actually, we'll have you stop there. No one's really going to be going to all the houses, so I'm just going to stop it near iconic buildings like the town hall there, for example. Then you're going to come through. You can stop. I'm trying to think where the shops are based. The shop's up here actually, but that bus stop gets it there. So what you're going to do is you're going to continue on making your way downtown. Like so. Again, I want to build for the future, so build another bus stop there, build a bus stop there, build a bus stop down there, and then that's going to loop all the way back round, which is a very, very long drive. I might as well just go over the water here. And then you're going to come back to the terminus like so. So again, you don't have a lot of stops on you either. I don't expect these buses to be overly popular, just because there's not a lot of people yet in with this area. But hopefully over time, more people will move into Spartika. And also because these 2 bus routes, they sort of do the similar route as well. So Number 5 seems to be much more popular than number 4 though, which is interesting. We could go ahead and downgrade that to minibus actually, to be more efficient, and I think that's what I will do. We'll leave bus route number 5. Bus route number 3 is doing not bad as well, so over time they will get a bit better, but that has just got some public transport in, and hopefully, as you can see, the roads aren't as bad as they were earlier on. As you can see, this bridge is much more green than it was. It was yellow earlier. I'm quite happy with how everything is going on the transportation side, but again, we definitely need to deal with the money issue, just because it's not going too well. So we're going to go ahead and look at this money issue because we really need to start working things out. Things just aren't going our way in terms of money, and yeah, it's due to a few reasons. One thing is executives, and as you see, we have a lot of problems here in Omnicorp, waste being one of the biggest, which we do have to deal with because I really don't want to outsource any tokens. Ideally, if I can keep all my tokens in with the city, that would be wonderful. What I'm going to do though is build a new power plant, just because I believe we unlocked the just regular power plant because we built 4 small power plants, which is good to see. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is build you, I'm going to build you in here at the corner, as far as I can get you into the corner as possible. So that's a power plant built, so hopefully that should start off by dealing with that electricity issue. And it already has straight away, which is nice to see. High-tech industry we can deal with. Water, I don't think I can deal with, or I'm really limited for water. I remember that. We have a water storage unit, which is a good thing. What I'll put you is I'll put you up beside one of these water towers over here. And then where can we go ahead and have some more water towers placed? No place has got roads so far, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to have to go ahead and build some more roads if I want to abstract more water. Which is what I'm going to have to do, it looks like. So we are going to have to build another farm road anyway along here. So I believe we built it using a small avenue, which is not my most fond road type, but we'll go ahead and go with it anyway. And let's go ahead and build a curved road. I can't really remember where the water was, so we'll just build a road along here and see where it takes us. I think it was along here anyway. And then we can just have you come over here. These are sort of like roads through the country, I guess you'd have. I realise you wouldn't have a really wide road like this through the country, but all of a sudden we are taking a massive loss. I guess that's due to the power plant. The power plant, I can imagine, costs quite a bit. But for some reason water's not an issue because of that storage plant we built, which is interesting. So we're really going to have to go ahead and deal with this because this is a big loss. Is that power plant literally costing me 15,000? Because if it is, it's getting closed down. It's costing me 10. That's too much. I can't afford you right now. I'm sorry mate, but you're getting bulldozed. So that's us down to 4,000. We're going to have to really go ahead in the next episode and push for the 100,000 population so we can get elites in here, because I need to start making more money out of fuel to make our city profitable. And at this stage, we are not quite there yet. So what I'm going to do is add in some more water towers along this road to help our city's water problem out. So hopefully we might actually have 1 or 2 water tokens to trade, which should be ideal. We do have 1 so far. Hopefully that will go up over time. Electricity's back to -1, understandable. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this episode up here. In the next episode, what I'm going to deal with is high-tech industry. We're going to push for 100,000 people. And going to have to go ahead and, again, why have all of a sudden am I taking a much larger dip? What is going on? I'm going to have to deal with this issue as well. Whatever it is, there's a big problem. And I'm not at all sure what it is, so we have to deal with that in the next episode. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Berika. Thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.